Before we get started, don't forget to subscribe and like. Our series begins with Lulu, a cute, lively girl who lives in a rural village called Fugo. Everyone knows her for being energetic and always helping the people around her. The whole village loves her because she's strong, smart, and never leaves anyone in trouble without standing by their side. But her unlucky fate is that all her family died, except her uncle. And instead of him taking care of her, she's the one responsible for him and pays for everything. He works at the shop, but instead of improving it, he makes it lose more money every single day. So when Lulu wakes up and finds him still sleeping, she goes to argue with him and tells him to get up and do something before she loses it on him. He tells her to calm down and wait. She tells him, if you're scared, then why are you still sleeping? So he decides to tease her like always and challenges her to play rock, paper, scissors. Whoever loses has to deliver the pig order for the day. But because Lulu is naive, he cheats and tricks her into doing the pig delivery. So she's forced to go. At the same time, a handsome young man with charisma arrives in the village. Of course, that's our hero Leo. He arrives in a fancy car, and no one knows why someone like him came to the countryside. The only thing we know is that he's hiding a secret and that he ran away from the city after he grew sick of acting, fame, and everything connected to them. He came here to relax his mind. But from the very first day, his luck is terrible. The road is blocked by animals, so he decides to get out and walk. He puts on his headphones and walks through the fields, admiring nature for the first time. Lulu spots him and is shocked. She thinks he came to ruin the land she just watered. She goes to him and says, "Who are you? What are you doing on the land I just irrigated? Get out now!" But he doesn't hear her because of the headphones. She tries to pull the headphones off him, but he pushes her, and she falls on her face. She gets furious and tells him he has no manners, and instead of helping her, he lets her fall just to save his cup. He says, "Do you even know how much this cup costs? And who are you?" She answers, "I'm Lulu, and who are you?" He says, "I'm Leo." She asks, "And what are you doing here, Mr. Leo?" He tells her to mind her own business. She doesn't care and realizes she's late for school, so she runs before the assembly ends. But, of course, her bad luck strikes. She arrives late and sees John jumping over the wall, so she jumps with him. They're used to this because their friend Lena, who is in charge of the school assembly, sneaks them in every day so they won't get punished. In class, the teacher scolds Lulu and tells her she's a failure and her grades are terrible, asking why she never studies. Lulu feels embarrassed and says she doesn't have time because she works all day. The teacher tells her she's responsible for studying no matter what. While all this is happening, Leo arrives. The teacher asks him to introduce himself. He says his name is Leo, and all the girls immediately crush on him because he's handsome. The teacher tells him to find a seat, and the only empty one is next to Lulu. She gets annoyed and says she doesn't want him sitting there, but the teacher forces her and says she's already a failure and shouldn't cause more trouble. Lulu gets mad and threatens Leo, saying he better not think they're going to be friends. She'll bully him every chance she gets. Leo doesn't care at all. He acts like she's invisible, but he decides to get revenge anyway. He sees a small pig inside her bag, opens it, and shows it to the entire class. The teacher gets angry and decides to punish Lulu. Lulu tries to act all innocent before meeting the teacher, but Leo happens to be there and witnesses her acting. He tells her he'll expose everything. Because of him, her plan fails, and the teacher refuses to forgive her. Lulu tells Leo, "You're my enemy. If I see you again, I'll bury you on the spot." He mocks her, and she storms off with her friends John and Shady, threatening revenge. She thinks he'll be scared or disappear, but Leo is calm and cold as ever. He calls the teacher and reports Lulu and her friends, and the teacher punishes them immediately, making them do exercises and apologize to the whole class until they're exhausted. Later, when Lulu returns home, she hears noise and panics. She had just seen her uncle at the shop, so she thinks a thief broke into the house. She grabs a pot, ready to smash it on whoever is inside, but when she swings, she's shocked to see Leo. Her uncle arrives and explains everything. Leo rented the room downstairs. Lulu gets furious and tells him to kick Leo out immediately because of what he did. But when her uncle says Leo will pay $2,000, she instantly changes her mind and forgives everything she's forced to endure, living with him for the money. Leo doesn't care and goes to sleep, though he struggles with it. We then learn Leo used to be a famous actor on his way to big stardom, until a scandal and an accident caused him depression. He couldn't continue acting, so his company gave him a long break and told him to travel anywhere until he healed. Life in the village isn't easy for him. People are loud. The village chief wakes everyone up with the microphone, reminding them about lost ducks or whatever. Lulu also isn't used to seeing him at home and screams every time she bumps into him, which becomes entertainment for the whole village. Even during breakfast, she forgets about him, but her uncle forces her to serve him. She tells Leo to eat, and he snaps back that she's staring at him. She tells him not to worry. She already knows his secret. He panics, thinking she knows about the scandals, but actually, the clueless girl only knows he was famous and ran away from the city. He tells her not to tell anyone. She assures him his secret is in a deep well. But then, 5 minutes later, the village chief announces Leo's name on the microphone, saying he's in Fugo school. Leo realizes Lulu spilled everything and says, "So this is the secret you kept in the well?" She replies, "Oh, I forgot to tell you the well has no cover." And then she proudly adds that she can't hide anything from her beloved village. Leo gets angry and storms off. When he reaches the school, he finds the students waiting for his autograph. He can't get any peace because of the noise and crowds, so he tells them he'll sign, only if they all gather tonight at Lulu's house for dinner. They see Lulu and tell her they're coming to visit her tonight. Leo takes advantage of everyone crowding around Lulu and sneaks off to rest in the math room. While he's there, his friend Jack sends him a message asking when he's planning to return to the city, but Leo doesn't reply. Meanwhile, Lulu is exhausted from her classmates chasing her, and she starts regretting that she told them Leo is famous. She and her group decide to get revenge on him for everything he did since he arrived, so she tricks him, telling him she needs to take him somewhere important and show him the best place in the village. Leo, being clueless, believes her and goes along. She leads him to a field full of old ladies and tells them Leo wants to volunteer and work with them. Leo is shocked, but before he can escape, they dress him in work clothes and tell him to get to work. He gets angry at Lulu and wants to get revenge, but the old women keep calling him, so he's forced to work with them. Lulu feels a bit bad and works with him too. When the group hears what's happening, they join in as well. After they finish, Leo discovers they weren't working for free. They're getting paid, and Lulu tricked him so she could take all the money after the job. When he confronts her, she tells him, "Oh please, isn't it enough that I cook for you and feed you? Earn your meal already." Leo gets annoyed, but doesn't respond, telling her he doesn't care. Later, when she gets home, she waits for Leo. He shows up late, and when she tells him she made dinner, he snaps at her and talks rudely. She fires back, saying he shouldn't act superior because she knows he didn't leave his company willingly. They kicked him out because of the rumors about him. Leo gets angry and tells her to stop. She asks if he's scared everyone in the village will find out he's not that innocent. Leo finally explains that he didn't do anything wrong and that all the rumors were lies. He had gone to dinner with a coworker to meet a famous producer, and the producer tried to harass her. Leo defended her and humiliated the producer. After that, his life fell apart and lies spread about him. Lulu is shocked and feels guilty for pushing him too far. She apologizes and tells him what he did was right and that he's brave. From now on, she will try to respect him. Leo is relieved that someone finally believes him. Feeling encouraged, he calls his manager and says he's not returning to the city, that he'll stay in the village and build a new life there. He goes to sleep, but the next morning, he wakes up shocked. Lulu is sleeping next to him. He realizes she sleepwalks. He throws her out of the room and warns her that he'll tell the whole class she tried to harass him. Lulu freaks out, saying, "Fear God, I'm sick and I sleepwalk. Instead of helping me, you want to expose me?" He feels bad and agrees not to tell anyone, but only if she respects him from now on. Lulu says, "Respect you? Of course. You're the only Leo we've got." He's happy she'll treat him well, not realizing this is just another trap. When his dad calls to check on him, Lulu grabs the phone and runs off, telling his dad that Leo isn't studying and is wasting his time playing around. Leo snatches the phone, and she tells him she agrees to a truce. No more pranks from either side. He agrees and asks about her condition. She tells him her condition is that he helps her with accounting, and she'll introduce him to the villagers. He agrees. They start recording all the debts the villagers owe her and her uncle. Leo also works part-time delivering drinks and helps in the shop when her uncle travels to buy supplies. Together, they save a nice amount of money, and Lulu is thrilled. Leo later gets a call from a friend asking when he'll return to the city. Leo tells him he quit being an idol, won't go back, and wants to focus on his new village life. His friend Jack laughs and tells him music runs in his blood and that he'll return someday. Leo ignores him and hangs up. Lulu notices he's upset and asks what happened, but he refuses to tell her. Suddenly, a little boy comes running, saying his grandmother needs help. Leo asks who the boy is, and Lulu tells him he's Lena's little brother and the grandson of Grandma Kim, who is like a grandmother to her. They rush over and find out that Lena refuses to tutor her little brother. Lulu suggests Leo tutor him for $30. Grandma Kim loves the idea, and Lulu continues taking advantage of him. When Leo refuses, Lulu threatens to call his dad and tell him everything, so he's forced to agree quietly. After that, she starts exploiting him even more. She goes to all the village women and tells them Leo will make their kids top students. She also uses his singing talent and gathers all the old ladies for a small concert. At the end of the day, she tells Leo they'll split the money. Leo gets excited, thinking he'll get a big amount, but she gives him $50 and says, "That's plenty for you." Before he can even celebrate, she tells him to hand the money back so she can buy him breakfast in the morning. Leo is shocked at how shameless she is and decides to get revenge, so he takes her notebook and throws it in the water. Lulu gets upset because the notebook was precious. It belonged to her grandmother. She gets angry but stays quiet and walks away crying. Leo later asks her friends what the notebook meant to her and learns it was something special from her grandmother. He feels guilty and sorry for her. He finds out she went fishing and decides to go help her to make up for what he did. He apologizes and Lulu forgives him because she has a good heart. They agree to stop fighting and become friends from now on. She even invites him to grilled fish. They sit and talk, and she opens up about her life, telling him that ever since her parents died, she lived with her grandmother and worked hard her whole life. Her grandmother also passed away and left her with her irresponsible uncle. Instead of him taking care of her, she ended up taking care of him. Leo sympathizes with her. When she asks about his hobbies, he tells her he loves music and making songs. She tells him the nature around them is beautiful, full of animal sounds, and if he focuses, he can create something amazing. Leo tries it. He listens to the river, the animals, and feels inspired. He records the sounds and uses them to create a melody. It turns out great, and he realizes Lulu was right. He gets excited and keeps recording more natural sounds to turn into music. When he finishes, he finds Lulu in front of him, inviting him to the beach with her friends. He happily agrees, and they go together. They play, have fun, and he records the beautiful scenes around him. He sends the videos to Jack, who gets amazed and decides to travel to see Leo and surprise him. And while Lulu is sitting on the shore, she's playing in the sand when she suddenly finds a handsome young man standing in front of her. When she focuses, she realizes it's Jack, the main actor from the drama she used to watch. She runs to him and says, "Are you really Jack the actor?" He says yes and asks if she knows him. She tells him, "Of course! I adore you! What are you doing here, handsome?" He tells her he's filming a vlog on the beach, and she gets super excited and decides to join him. She takes him to Leo, and as soon as they see Jack, Leo runs over and hugs him. But Leo doesn't really care about him and asks why he's here. Before Jack answers, Lolo quickly grabs him and takes him to introduce him to the rest of the neighborhood residents, telling them he's the famous star Jack. Everyone rushes to take pictures with him, leaving Leo pushed aside like an outcast. Jack goes to him and says, "If you'd stayed with me in the company, you'd have had tons of fans by now." Leo gets irritated and tells him, "Mind your own business. I'm fine like this." Jack realizes Lolo adores him, so he takes advantage of it and asks her to bring him food. She's thrilled and runs to do it, staying with him the whole time to feed him. Leo gets jealous because ever since Jack arrived, Lolo has been snapping at him, hitting him, and treating him terribly, worse than her stepfather. She even tells Jack she'll be in his vlog, but Leo jumps in and says, "No, I'm the one filming with him. You stay out of it," then drags Jack away. After they finish filming, Lolo plans a celebration with her friends, and Jack joins them. They all gather, play with fireworks, and Leo feels happy, like he's finally surrounded by friends. When they go back home afterward, Jack has prepared dinner. Lolo sits next to him and keeps feeding him, and Leo sees them, feeling annoyed and jealous. Ever since Jack showed up, no one has paid attention to Leo or even remembered to eat with him, unlike Jack, who everyone keeps complimenting nonstop. Lolo even decides to give up her bedroom for Jack and sleep in the living room. Leo feels bad for her and finally agrees to share his room with Jack so she can sleep in her own bed again. She gets happy and thanks him. When Jack goes to sleep, he asks Leo what his plans are and when he's going back. He asks him if he still has depression. Leo dodges the question and says he's better now, but he feels uncomfortable here. Jack refuses to give up and tells him he won't leave until Leo agrees to go back with him, but Leo stays firm in his decision. The next day, Jack decides to give him space, packs his stuff, and gets ready to leave the city. Before leaving, he gives Lolo some gifts and photos of him, and she gets excited and thanks him. Before he goes, he asks her to take care of Leo. She's confused and says Leo is grown and can take care of himself. Jack tells her he only looks strong on the outside, but inside he's very fragile and needs the people around him to support him. Lolo doesn't really understand or take it seriously, but when she's alone, she starts thinking about Jack's words and realizes something is off with Leo, especially when she opens her laptop and finds the last thing he searched for was strange medications. When she looks them up, she discovers they're for depression. She's shocked and decides to confirm it herself. She takes a depression test and answers based on the symptoms she's seen in Leo. She's stunned. All the symptoms match him. She starts taking care of him and bringing him food. He's surprised and asks why she's suddenly treating him nicely. She avoids the question. Then she tells her friends Leo has depression, and they all decide to make him happy. When he comes to class, he finds lots of gifts waiting for him. Lolo Lolo thinks he'll be happy, but he doesn't care and tells her these things won't cheer him up. He just wants to be alone. That's when she becomes completely certain that he really does have depression. She calls her uncle and tells him Leo is in danger and might hurt himself. He tells her, "Leave me alone. I have depression worse than him," and hangs up. Lolo gets nervous because Leo is late, so she asks his classmates. John tells her Leo went to the rooftop to sit alone. She panics, thinking he might hurt himself, and runs to him. He's shocked and asks what she's doing. She tells him she's trying to save him. He asks, "Save me from what?" She avoids answering and doesn't tell him she knows about the depression. Her phone falls, and when he picks it up, he sees the depression test she was trying to answer for him. He realizes now she's treating him well because she thinks he's depressed. He decides to take advantage of it, pretending he's tired, drained, and has no motivation, so she'll keep caring for him. Anything he asks for, she brings instantly. He's thrilled and basically makes her his servant. Not only that, he makes her friends serve him too. They bring him food, help him cheat on exams, and stay with him 24/7. When Lolo isn't around to make sure he doesn't hurt himself, they even accompany him home. Eventually, Leo starts feeling suffocated and overwhelmed, especially when John and Shadi start sleeping in his room to watch him. One night, he quietly leaves the room, and Lolo wakes up, doesn't find him, and panics. She wakes John and Shadi and yells at them to find out where he went before he hurts himself. They all rush out to search the village. Meanwhile, Leo is just listening to music and enjoying a walk. Lolo grabs the village microphone and announces that Leo is missing and must be found immediately. The whole village goes out to search. Leo is shocked. As he walks, suddenly a crowd comes running toward him. He panics, thinking something happened, and tries to run, but they catch him, tie him up, and drag him home. When they arrive, Lolo runs to check on him. He gets furious and wishes he could beat all of them for what they did, but they've taped his mouth, so he just curses them in his head. After she calms down, she locks him in his room. When the villagers leave, Leo gets angry and asks her what kind of nonsense this is. He wasn't trying to hurt himself, he just went for a walk. Lolo feels guilty and apologizes, telling him she didn't mean anything, but thought he had depression and was trying to help. He softens and forgives her, but tells her he's decided to travel. He returns to the city again, and she can't stop him after everything she did to him. He goes up to the rooftop for a bit, then heads to his uncle to check on him. His uncle asks if he's upset with Lolo, or anything. Leo says he's forgiven her. His uncle also tells him he's heard rumors that Leo is leaving. Leo admits that he really is planning to travel. His uncle tells him, "Lolo only did all that because she was worried about you. We love you and want you to stay with us, but in the end, do whatever feels right for you." He asks Leo to think about it again. The next morning, Leo wakes up shocked. Lolo has gone to the village microphone and announced publicly that she wants to apologize for what she did to him. She begs him to forgive her and promises that if he stays with her, she'll never do anything like that again or behave in a way that bothers him. From now on, she'll be honest with him and ask before doing anything. Leo finally changes his mind, decides to stay with them, and postpones traveling, especially since exams are just around the corner. He starts feeling responsible again, works well in the shop, and the shop begins making money. After school, they go eat at the shop. Lolo asks him about the latest things happening with him. He tells her he finally wrote a song, sold it, and got paid. He wants to go to the city to buy some things and meet the person who bought the song. He asks her to come with him. She tells him she hates the city and will never go near it. He's surprised and wonders why she hates it so much. So he goes to their friend group and asks them why Lolo refuses to travel. They tell him, "What? You don't know? We heard she traveled before when she was little and saw an alien there. Since then, she's scared." Lena cuts them off and says, "What nonsense! She hates the city because the last time she traveled with her grandmother died there. And when she traveled with her parents, they also died. She was the only one who survived. Since then, she has a phobia of the city. Every time she goes, something bad happens." Leo feels sorry for her. He goes to her uncle and tells him he wants to convince Lolo to go to the city with him so he can fix the bad memories she has and make it a good experience. Her uncle says, "Good luck. I tried 50,000 times, but she's stubborn and will never agree." So they make a plan to kidnap her while she's asleep and take her with them anyway. The next day, Lolo wakes up shocked to find herself in the car. She asks Leo, "Where are we going?" He says, "We're traveling to the city." She panics, keeps screaming, and begs him to let her out, but he ignores her. When they arrive, she throws herself on the ground crying, telling him she might die or he might die, but he doesn't care. He tells her, "No matter what you do, you're not going back to the village." Slowly, Leo starts helping Lolo get used to city life, and she finally adapts. He takes her to the person who bought his song. After finishing everything, he decides to cheer her up and takes her to an amusement park, but instead of being happy, she screams the whole time because she's scared of heights. The day turns into a disaster. Leo gets annoyed and leaves her. She's shocked and tries to run after him, when suddenly, a car almost hits her, but Leo saves her at the last second. He apologizes and tells her he was only trying to help her overcome her phobia. He puts music in her ears, and she calms down and stops crying. Leo takes advantage of the moment, walks with her through the city, and shows her how beautiful it is. Eventually, she begins to like it. Once he's sure she's okay, they return to the village. As soon as they arrive, her uncle tells them the teacher said exams are coming soon, and they need to study seriously and stop playing around. They all agree to start preparing for the finals. Lolo tries to study, but completely fails. She doesn't understand anything. When Leo finds out, he decides to help her. He starts explaining the lessons, thinking she's only bad at math, but he discovers she's bad at everything. She doesn't know anything at all. So he starts from the very basics, step by step, and she finally begins to understand some things. In return, she becomes his little helper, doing whatever he says without complaining. Leo feels secretly happy because he's getting closer to her and they're becoming friends, but he's scared to confess he has feelings for her. One day while studying, Leo feels tired and falls asleep. Lolo notices he never takes off the earbud in his ear. She gets curious about what song he keeps listening to while he's sleeping. She checks the earbud and is shocked. It's the recording of her voice as a child, promising her childhood friend Xiao that she will marry him when they grow up. Then we learn that Leo and Lolo were actually childhood friends. Lolo loved him deeply back then and promised to marry him, but sadly, when his dad found a better job, he moved away from the village with Leo and his mom. They lost contact ever since. Lolo is stunned and feels embarrassed. She says, "Wait, all this time he knew I was Lolo, his childhood friend, and he acted clueless?" Leo wakes up by coincidence and sees the earbud in her ear. He panics, worried she might realize he's been in love with her since forever and has been waiting for her to confess first. They both feel awkward and run away from each other. Lolo runs to her room and calls Lena, telling her everything. Lena is shocked and says, "So he's the childhood friend you were obsessed with and wanted to marry?" Lolo says yes, but adds, "But I don't like him anymore." Lena tells her, "Girl, stop lying to yourself. It's so obvious you still like him. Just confess already and end this tension." She tells her, "Of course not. Imagine he suddenly starts liking another girl. And besides, I'm busy. I have studying to do." So Lena encourages her, and they agree that if she gets a good grade, she will confess her feelings today. Lulu studies hard and does what she needs to do. And finally, the mid-year vacation arrives. She and Leo decide to celebrate together, but suddenly, as they are going out, they find Jack standing in front of them with their friend Dodo, who likes Leo. As soon as Lulu sees them, she notices Jack and runs happily to Leo. But Leo asks Jack, "What are you doing here?" Jack says he came for the mid-year holiday and doesn't care much about Leo anyway, then walks off with Lulu. Dodo stays with Leo, but he treats her coldly and doesn't pay attention to her. Lulu calls their other friends, and they decide to go out since Jack is there. Dodo keeps trying to get closer to Leo, but he continues acting cold towards her, which annoys her, but he still doesn't care. Lena suggests they visit the haunted house in the village, known for granting wishes to anyone who enters Lulu, and Jack get excited and agree to go. They split into groups, and by chance, Leo goes with Lulu. They spend time there, and when the day ends, Lulu returns home and is shocked to find her teacher waiting for her. She asks, "What are you doing here at this time? Did the results come out suddenly?" Lulu realizes the teacher has a crush on her uncle. She is shocked and tells her, "Are you sure you like that man? Won't you regret it later?" The teacher responds, "Why? Isn't he your uncle? You're supposed to defend him." Lulu says, "If I were you, I wouldn't even look at him. Why are you looking at him?" Her uncle is shocked and says, "Are you sure I'm your uncle? Or did you just find me at the mosque door?" Lulu kicks them both out, telling them they can go be happy together. Later, they all go have dinner and say goodbye to the teacher. Jack takes the opportunity and asks Leo to talk privately. Dodo goes with them. Jack gives Leo a card and tells him about an entertainment show happening soon. If Leo joins, he might become an idol, leave that trash company he worked for, get treated better, become famous, travel, and maybe even become a global singer. Leo thinks about it, but feels conflicted because he loves the village, his friends, and Lulu. He doesn't know what to choose, his longtime dream of becoming a singer, or his peace of mind with the people he cares about. The next day, Dodo tries to convince him again, saying it's a great opportunity and he shouldn't waste it. Leo tells her he's comfortable here, but he'll think about it. She admits she likes him, but he tells her he doesn't like her back. He likes someone else. He expects her to get upset, but she tells him she already knew he liked Lulu. She advises him to confess before it's too late. Then she goes to Jack. They and Lulu decide to return to the city, but Dodo first talks to Lulu and tells her, "There are a lot of people around you who like you. Be careful. They're so clueless and don't know how to express their feelings." Leo panics, thinking she'll expose him, but she tells him she'll stay quiet this time so he can confess himself when he's ready. When they get home, they find the village chief sitting with Lulu's uncle, asking when he'll return the money he owes. Lulu is shocked. The chief explains that her uncle borrowed money and still hasn't returned it. They suggest he can sell the car or the shop to repay the debt. Lulu is furious and kicks her uncle out, refusing to let him sell the shop her grandmother left her, or the car they use for work. She takes the car keys and locks it up so he can't use it. Now her uncle is officially homeless, and no one will take him in. Whenever he approaches the house, Lulu comes out with a broom, threatening to break his bones if he comes near the house or the shop. Mrs. Chemo feels sorry for him and lets him stay at her place, feeds him, and warns him about a crazy man wandering the streets. She gives him lemonade, and he drinks until he gets dizzy. Leo sees him and feels sad, deciding to help him sneak into the house from the back. Next morning, Lulu finds out he entered the house without permission and decides to teach him a lesson. She sells all his belongings and throws them outside so he won't enter again. She goes to the shop and says she will sleep there so her uncle can't get close. Leo tries to explain that her uncle is pitiful and spent that money on the shop when they were struggling, but Lulu doesn't care. She says she has made her decision. She will never sell the shop or the car her grandmother left her. Leo gets upset and tells her she's selfish and only cares about herself. He says her uncle will end up on the streets. Lulu gets angry and tells him not to speak to her. They argue, and he leaves. Her friends try to calm her, saying her uncle is poor and harmless, but she gets angry at them and even blocks them. Suddenly, she hears a strange noise outside. She checks and finds the crazy man trying to burn the shop. She runs to stop him, but he is about to attack her. Leo happens to pass by and sees her, saving her. The crazy man is about to hurt Leo, but her uncle arrives, sacrifices himself, and takes the beating instead to protect Leo and Lulu. The madman is arrested, and the village chief personally thanks her uncle. Lulu feels guilty, realizing her uncle was willing to risk his life for her. She decides to support him. Her uncle is happy and promises he'll make it up to her and work hard to rebuild the shop. They sell the shop and pay off all the debts. Lulu isn't upset. She just wants her uncle and Leo by her side. They all live together like before. After everything settles, she calls June and Shady to help her and Leo because they decide to work in vegetable delivery. As they're sitting, Lena's brother arrives and tells Shady he wants to talk. He finds out someone is proposing to Lena. Shady is shocked because he likes her. He loves her. He cries and asks Leo and Lulu for help. They tell him he must confess quickly before he loses her. He panics, asking how he's supposed to confess. They decide to train him. Shady suggests they act out how a confession should go. Leo gets close to Lulu, making her shy because she likes him, and he likes her too. They avoid the moment. Then they begin teaching Shady some lines, so Lena will fall for him immediately, while her brother secretly listens to everything. As soon as he sees them, he follows them and goes straight to Lena's house. The moment he sees her standing there, he grabs her hand and runs with her to the field. He tells her that he wants to tell her something important. When she asks what he wants, he shouts out loud that he likes her, he loves her, and he wants her to be his girlfriend. But Lena tells him she doesn't like him, and he gets completely shocked and breaks down. At the same time, Lulu discovers that someone created an account and posted her old childhood pictures. She thinks it's someone who hates her and is trying to embarrass her, but she gets shocked when she finds out that Leo is the one who made the account. He's shocked and asks how she figured it out, and she tells him she recognized some numbers on the account. She asks him why he did that, and he tries to explain, but she doesn't understand and gets mad at him and leaves. Leo goes to check on Shady and finds him upset too. Shady tells him everything is ruined and blames both Leo and Lulu. Leo comforts him and tells him he also fought with Lulu. And everything is a mess. John makes fun of all of them and tells them, "See how life feels without girls? I'm living like a king." But Leo doesn't give up and decides to confess the truth to Lulu. He tells her that he made the account so he could keep their memories together. Meanwhile, the silly Lulu opens the account and sees pretty pictures, and she likes one of them. Leo realizes she's been watching his account and takes the chance to apologize. He tells her he wasn't bullying her, he just wanted to save their memories. When she understands his true intention, she forgives him, and they agree to be friends again. They talk about the account, and Leo sends her the song he's been working on. She listens to it and likes it. Her heart starts beating fast, and she realizes she still likes Leo, but she gets nervous, afraid that if she confesses, he might reject her and break her heart, so she decides to avoid him. But Leo keeps trying to get close to her, and finally decides to take her out on a date. She wears a nice outfit and dresses up beautifully. When Leo sees her, he's shocked because she usually usually dresses like a boy, and it's the first time he sees her looking this cute. He takes her to the field, and they listen to music together among the plants. They enjoy their time and get closer, but when they return, they are shocked to find out that Mrs. Kim has passed away. Everyone is sad, and they attend her funeral. Shady stays beside Lena. Days pass, and Lena starts to like Shady and tells him she'll give him a chance after they graduate and enter college. He becomes very happy. Leo begins to focus on studying and writing songs so he can become a famous singer. He receives a message from his father saying he's coming to visit him in the village. Leo feels happy, but his father tells him he needs to leave the village and return to the city. Leo gets upset and tells him he's happy here, but his father insists and threatens that if Leo doesn't come with him, he will no longer consider him his son. Lulu gets upset and tells Leo she doesn't want him to leave. Her uncle tries to calm her down, but she argues with him too. She tells Leo that if he listens to his father and leaves today, she will no longer be his friend. Lulu then talks to his father and tells him Leo is smart, loves writing music, and doesn't need to leave the village. She promises to help him study and get high grades. Leo's father realizes she cares about Leo and is trying to protect him, but he says he's doing what's best for Leo. He wants Leo to succeed, get into a good college, and become something. He promises that after 1 year, once Leo finishes his studies and gets the grades he needs, he will bring him back to the village. Lulu starts believing him and accepts that Leo should take this chance. The next day, Leo and his father go for a walk and talk. His father tells him he's scared for him and wants him to succeed. He also gives Lulu money so she and her uncle can reopen their shop. Lulu tells Leo she won't be free anymore because she will work at the shop and study. She insists that he should go and promises to wait for him. She cries because she really doesn't want him to leave, but she wants what's best for him. After delivering some items, she goes to check on Leo and finds out he left with his father. She gets upset and cries, but Leo suddenly appears and tells her he was pranking her. She gets angry and hits him for scaring her. He apologizes and takes her on one last date. When he returns home, he finds his father preparing dinner. Leo gathers his friends and eats with them one last time. He asks them to take care of Lulu while he's gone because she's innocent and easy to fool. They promise to look after her. Leo then visits Lulu again and plays the songs he wrote about her. He confesses that he likes her and asks about her feelings. She tells him she likes him too. He tells her he will travel with his father, and she gives him a gift and asks him not to forget her. He promises he will call her every day and annoy her. He encourages her to study hard and believes she will get into a good college. The next day, he packs his things and leaves. Lulu cries as she says goodbye, and he wishes he could stay, but he can't. After he leaves, Lulu tells everyone she will get top scores and Leo will return, and they will be together. Everyone supports her, especially the teacher. Time passes, exams come, and she does well. But after 2 months, Leo completely stops messaging her. She feels upset and thinks he found another girl. But Lena reassures her that Leo loves her and has a reason for not contacting her. They all graduate and get into good colleges. Shady confesses again to Lena in front of everyone, and she agrees to be with him since they will be in the same college. Lulu wishes Leo was with them, but he doesn't return. They all celebrate, and later they decide to do crazy things. They break into the school at night, jump over the wall, and start messing around in the classrooms. But when they hear a noise, they panic and run. Shady with Lena, and John with Lulu. Suddenly, Lulu notices strange lights coming from a classroom. She walks toward it and finds the entire room filled with bright lights and pictures of her and her friends. She thinks John did it, but she gets shocked when she finds Leo standing in front of her. He tells her he came to celebrate her birthday and congratulate her on getting into the college she wanted. She's surprised and asks how he knew her birthday. He tells her he always knew and planned everything with her friends. She asks why he didn't contact her. He explains that it was because of his father and he needed to focus on his studies. He tells her he achieved his goal and got into the college he wanted. Now it's time for him to chase his dream. He confesses again that he loves her and wants to be with her. He promises that from now on, he will never leave her and they will stay together through everything. Their friends are happy for them and they all decide they will stay friends forever and nothing will ever separate them. Our story ends here. Please like and subscribe. See you in the next drama. Goodbye.